This is how to do brakes, rear brakes on your 01 Ford F-150. Hey man, do that shit in the rain. First step, you gotta take the tire off. I got a broken ass wrench. And crack the lug nuts on the ground, make it a little easier on yourself. You know? That's what I do. Jack it up right under the rear shackle, which is that thing that the leaf spring's connected to. Always chop your front tire, because obvious reasons you don't want it to roll off the jack. Yeah. Alright, cut it. So you're going to need 10mm socket and a clamp, and that's it, and brake pads. All you do, loosen up the caliper. And you need some grease to grease them sliders up. Loosen up the 2 bolts in the caliper. Very easy to do. You see what I'm doing here? 2 caliper bolts right here. Once you get that loose, spin the pins. You always want to grease these sliders up. Some people say not to, do it dry, blah blah blah. I always grease them, because when they're all junked up, they start sticking, and that's how your brakes go. So they're not driving in and out like they're supposed to. Sliding on the pins. Oh, I should have said flathead screwdriver. Big flathead to press the caliper. But let's see if it comes off. Nope. So you want to get the screwdriver and place it behind the brake pad and push in for the to depress the caliper, so the whole brake assembly slides off. Once it's depressed, it pops right off like that. So the new pads, they kind of just slide right in the groove. You get your screwdriver. Yeah, there's little slots in the back for it. So you get your screwdriver, popping out the grooves. Yeah, voila. Now what you want to do, you get your little C-clamp, little guy like this, to depress the brake caliper. This one might be too small. We'll see. Let's find something to hook it to. Ooh. Not the good. Need a spot to hook on. Yeah, cut that. Yeah, cut. I need this depressed. Sorry.
Say cut?
Huh? Yeah, I did say cut. Well, sometimes when you don't got enough leverage for the old socket wrench, you just put any pipe on there and boom, cracks the nuts perfectly. Now I jumped up and down on that wrench with my feet and it wasn't going, but a little muffler chunk, whatever you can use. One of them, bang, got it loose. Great. Crack them on the ground so you don't go off the jack. Once they're cracked, ready to go. Jack it up. This one, I got the pads in there and I had to crack the screwdriver inside of it like this and pry on it just to get the, the pads to separate enough to get them in the caliper. So I couldn't show you the process on it because my buddy's on the phone, but it was a pain in the ass. to depress the calipers. I don't have a clamp that fits it. I had to do it on the other side as well. And as you can see, my buddy's shop's closed for the Eagles game. So I'm just out front of my, family shop right now. Just putting these little bolts back in. That's for the sliders. There's only 2 bolts. That's how easy pads are to do. So you take the bolts off, put a screwdriver in there to decompress the calipers. Slide the caliper itself off the bracket. Put the new pads in there. Usually you have to put the pads in these little grooves. And I always grease the back of the pad on both and then tighten them up. This one, like I said, is a 10 millimeter. Yeah, this is a very, very low quality video on how to do your brakes on a Sunday in the rain with barely any tools. Just showing you it can be done, basically, in a nutshell. You want to get them snug, not too tight. Snap something. The last one on there. Boom, we got new brake pads. On this truck, the rotors actually slide right out. I believe, yeah, they slide right out. Then you throw your wheel back on. Call it a day. If you can't get the calipers unstuck or depressed with a clamp or whatever, try to pop the bleeder valves and squeeze them a little bit. Sometimes they're frozen, sometimes you'll need a new caliper. But in this instance, old Black Betty, she's ready to rock and roll. Just like this stuff, man. All you gotta do is hit like. That's it. Don't be a hater. Make me famous. I don't know. Share the love. Because I like all y'all guys' crap. Even it probably doesn't deserve a like. Neither does mine. But guess what? I like it anyway. So, give me a like. God bless. Peace out. And that's why I wanted to do my brake pads. Got them just in the nick of time before they started digging into the rotor. Once this little lip, once that goes flat, and it's metal on metal, that's how you destroy your